What's good? What's good, fans? What's good? Thank you guys for tuning in to the Voice of the Fans podcast. There's a line that we're going to revisit today, fans, that I just heard. Emotional collapses happen. The line that I just heard and was just uttered to me, and it's something we're going to revisit throughout the show tonight. Just emotional collapses happen. We're going to revisit that topic, fans. So just stick with us so you guys will get the full understanding of what that means. But I want to say, wish you guys a happy New Year, Cleveland. Wish you and your family a happy New Year, fans. I want to wish you guys a happy New Year, 2022. It's shaping up to be a prosperous New Year, fellas, fans, ladies, Cleveland. We're gonna have more guest hosts on this show. We're gonna get a little bit more professional around here, Cleveland. We're gonna do some better marketing in 2022, better promoting of the show in 2022. So fans, you guys can expect that. But thank you guys for sticking with us. This pop the trunk session of the show where we just giving you guys random topics every week. We're gonna talk this week. We're gonna talk about the NFL, the playoff races in the NFL. We're gonna give the power ranking, who's in the NFL, who's in the playoffs, and who's on their way to Cancun. We're gonna talk about this week in NBA. We got a couple guys out here who's stirring the NBA up and really making a name for themselves. So we're gonna talk about them guys. We're gonna also talk about a couple guys coming back to court, as in Kyrie Irving, who's back to court tonight, and then we got Klay Thompson coming back sometime this weekend. So we're gonna have the discussions. Actually, going to talk about our fantasy Voice of the Fans fantasy football league. A champion was named, and this fucking I can't get this guy out of my head. All of a sudden he sabotaged my draft and ended up winning the league.
Fans, Aaron Jones.
What the hell's going on? How did this guy sabotage the draft, a newcomer, and then end up winning the damn league? Now I gotta pay this guy? I gotta pay this guy for sabotaging my draft? Yeah. Oh my goodness, man. We're gonna talk about this a little later. But once again, thank you guys for sticking with us. It is January 5, 2022, and this is the 173rd version of the Voice of the Fans podcast. And so we want to thank you guys for sticking with us. Shout out to the guys from H&B Media for doing their thing. Cleveland, let's get right into this. When you think of the number 5, Cleveland, who wore that number best, or who comes to your mind first?
You know, the person that comes to mind first is Reggie Bush at USC. You know, perhaps the most electrifying offensive player I've ever seen play college football. Who wore it best is probably, Mr. Coffee, Joe DiMaggio.
Joe DiMaggio. If Reggie Bush is the best, most electrifying person you ever saw play college football.
On the offensive side of the ball, yes.
You need to watch more football.
Oh, for real?
For real.
Yeah, okay.
You need to watch more football.
You got somebody better than Reg.
Did you see Barry Sanders play?
I sure did.
Yes. He was quite more electrifying than Reggie Bush.
Not really. I didn't really see him catch punt returns. Kickoffs.
That's fine.
I didn't catch any passes out of the backfield. I didn't see him. I didn't see him be the Sports Illustrated Sportsman of the Year. I didn't see any of that.
Just say you didn't see him because
I did see him.
Because
Barry 3 years behind Thurman Thomas. I saw him.
Yeah, when he was returning punts and kickoffs. Okay, exactly.
Well, hey, look, man. Barry Sanders made his fame in the NFL. It was not in college. Okay, he won a Heisman. It's cool. Reg's got one too.
Does he have one, or did he have to give it back?
Well, I mean, he earned one. He won the Heisman that year, I should say. Whether it's still at his house or not, or whether it's acknowledged, I can't really speak to all of that. That's somewhat political. So I don't know.
Was it political?
I mean, you get stripped when you put your parents in the house for 3 years, right? at $3,600 a month, and then don't pay the agent. I mean, but that's none of my business. It's water under the bridge, Cam. The
Yeah,
question was about the number, and I was just saying Reg, the most electric player I saw play.
and he wasn't fans. Just to clarify. So is that what Pete told you? Is water under the bridge? Nothing to worry about here. Nothing to see here. Is that what Pete had you guys believing up there?
It plays itself out the way it plays itself out, Cam. I have nothing to do with that. And I have no vested interest in whether he gets his Heisman back or not. So,
Pete's a cold one. Pete says, I have no idea what was going on. I'm not in the university didn't want me anymore. I have nothing further to say. Pete Carroll. Are you serious, dude? And now we see the true Pete Carroll coming out right now. So once again, Cleveland gives no respect to anybody who played in Montlake, Mr. Paul Horning or Mario Bailey. Gives no love for Cleveland. No love, right?
love Mario. Just didn't come to mind, and didn't work at the best. But yeah, Mario's always in my heart. Why try to make it seem like me and Mario got beef? That's not right.
I'm just saying, man. There's a couple guys from the UW who just get no recognition, but it's par for the course.
Okay, well, Paul Horning is a Notre Dame guy, so yeah, you can throw that one out. So, but Super Mario, yeah, we were at the dub at the same time. Yeah, we're friends, man. Why you try to make it seem like there's beef? It's weird.
I'm just saying, man. What about number 73? Anybody come to your mind where the number 73?
Oh, I'll never forget Larry Allen's Hall of Fame speech when he touted his wife as the one to, the one he wanted to spend his life with when she came to the house with a 40 and a bag of tacos. He's like, yeah, that's the one.
That was it. Is that what he said?
During his Hall of Fame speech, yeah.
Hey, they go way back to 40s and tacos, huh?
40 in the bag. Oh, that's the one.
Okay, Larry. He did go to a small school though, right down south, right?
I'm just saying, yeah, but he just comes to mind like, wow, okay.
He did go to a small school down south. Only certain things interest him. That was good. So Cleveland, let's hear it. Ryan Tannehill. The Dolphins go to Tennessee to play Ryan Tannehill and the Tennessee Titans for a chance at the playoffs. Ryan Tannehill's in a much different situation in Tennessee than he ever was in Miami. They have legitimate linemen, legitimate running game, a coach who's going to run the ball, and not ask too much of Ryan Tannehill. Talk to me about what you saw out of that game and the scrubby Dolphins performance. I mean, they weren't even in the game, so the Dolphins are a bunch of bums.
I just saw, the culmination of the resurrection of the career of Ryan Tannehill. Got into a different environment that accentuated his strengths. Not trying to make him overplay his weaknesses, and he's been able to flourish. 4,000 yards and AFC championships. I mean, he's been stalwart up there. And he got a chance to come and exercise his demons and, kind of let people see, what could have been had he been able to stay and, they were able to, harness, his skills and make the most of the opportunity as opposed to just trying to, turn the other cheek and yeah, you're just not going to get us over the hump. And we think, that Nick Saban prodigy can get us, to the promised land, and he just wasn't having it. There's probably a lot of emotions that kind of came with that victory, and in addition, securing their spot in the playoff. I mean, it was just such a wonderful day for him. I was happy for him.
You was happy for him.
I was happy for him.
Figures you would be. Figures you would be, but I would tell you unequivocally, the Dolphins absolutely stink. From the top of the organization all the way to
Can they control their own
second.
destiny into the playoffs up until the last game?
And what happened when what happened in that final game?
I mean, my goodness. I mean,
What happened in the final game?
Sometimes teams falter. Sometimes
what happened
teams
in the
don't.
final game? Did
Like,
did they throw an interception on driving to score the game?
What I'm saying here
Did they score a touchdown?
is that in my
did the running back fumble on his way into
opinion,
the end zone as they were getting ready to score the game-winning touchdown?
Cam, in my opinion, they were emotionally exhausted from getting to this point.
The emotional collapse happens in NFL.
The emotional collapse.
Is this what you're giving me? The emotional collapse when everything that you play for is right in front of you. You win this week, you're in the playoff. Period. They emotionally collapse.
They emotionally collapse under the weight of throwing the 1-7 off their shoulders, and all the haters and all the detractors and all the doubters and all the people that had been fans since Dan Marino's rookie season that just jumped off by in the droves. They just they were hurt to their heart, and just to pick themselves up off the ground like that, and then continue to flourish and continue to just win game after game after game after game when no one believed in them. It was just emotionally took a toll on them, and then they came up against the Titans, and it was a rough battle. In addition to the fact that we're coming up against Ryan Tannehill and all of his, bitterness, I mean, he just let it all out.
So with that being said, Cleveland, if you want to go, let's go with that story. Let's go with that story that they were emotionally drained, emotional collapse. Is Flores the coach you want leading the team out of this emotional collapse?
Oh, for sure. He's developed a culture over there.
What culture has he developed? What culture has he developed? They haven't made the playoffs in either season that he's been the head coach. Now, 3 seasons go by, we haven't won the playoff. We haven't been to the playoffs.
Cam, no more we.
So you tell me what culture has been developed? They haven't made the playoffs.
A winning attitude,
Cleveland,
us against them type of thing, to where they play for each other, and that's what you want, Cam.
Cleveland, they have a losing record. This is what you're not understanding. They have a losing record with him as a head coach, but for some reason, this is okay.
What was the record last year, Cam?
I'm gonna tell you right now.
Yeah, tell me.
I'm gonna tell you. I know they didn't go to the playoffs.
What was the record though?
I know that.
Okay. What was the record though?
This year they're 8-8.
Yeah,
last year they're 10-6.
Oh, okay. So
the year before they were 5-11.
That's a winning record year over year, right?
I'm sorry?
That's a winning record year over year.
Not this year, not last year.
My math says 19-14 the last 2 seasons. What does your math say?
Well, that's irrelevant.
If they win the next game, they may not. They may go 8-9. But then what does your math say? 18-15, right? So still a winning record the last 2 years.
Oh my goodness!
And he's building the culture.
What
and
culture?
He's got a quarterback that he's starting to build confidence with, and they can stay on the same page and they'll see what they do.
Cleveland, you know what? You're tickle pink. I know you are. I know you are. You're tickle pink. I'm so frustrated. I don't even have the room for any compassion with these guys. I don't have it. It takes them 6 or 7 weeks to implement a scheme to utilize the rookie draft picks that they brought on. To use their linebacker, you didn't hear nothing from them for 10 weeks of the season. That's poor coaching. You can't get nothing from the guy for 10 weeks. And then the guy finally says, 10 weeks later, says, okay, I'm going to go out there and play with how my grandfather taught me how to play. I'm just going to be a disruptor and create havoc. Okay, in Phillips. They drafted a cornerback 2 years ago when they should have drafted DeAndre Swift. They drafted a cornerback who doesn't even suit up. The guy doesn't even suit up. He doesn't even suit up for games, and they're in need of a running back. Why do you think they wouldn't sign Philip Lindsay? Because they were in need of a running back.
Well, I mean, COVID and injuries.
They were in need of a running back. Whatever your excuse,
they weren't able to put the Thunder and Lightning together like they had last year when they were 10-6.
This guy is unbearable. Him and Flores. You know what? Do you want Flores up in the Northwest? Do you want Brian Flores up there?
I don't think that Brian Flores is the answer to our problems up here now.
I'll trade you Brian Flores for Russell Wilson.
No.
I mean, you might as well get something for him.
Throwing Jalen Waddle, and we got a deal.
Oh. I throw in our tight end Hunt out of Boston College. He'll fit right in up there.
You recall I said he was a swag you guys don't deserve, and it true to his word, man. The swag you don't deserve.
Well, they don't have a quarterback. My man. What was his average?
And I saw your text messages, man. Stop trying to entice Sierra about the 305 and how warm it is and all that when it's snowing and stuff. That ain't cool, man.
I mean, we just gotta get an understanding, Sierra. The opportunities that's out there.
That's not cool.
I know she's looking. I know it's only a
matter have to be some type of three-way trade, man. We're not taking Tua, man. We're not taking Tua.
All of a sudden now you don't want him. Now you don't want
not for Russell Wilson. I mean, what kind of conversation is that?
I mean, one guy has the future, the other guy is we don't know. We don't know we don't know how that finger is healing. It doesn't look like it's healing so well, so we don't know how that finger is healing. And we already know.
Yeah, no, man.
By the moving van.
You're not trading me Boardwalk for Baltic, man. That's not cool.
Bro, now he's Baltic. Just last year, you're trying to convince me that he's like the railroads. He's like the railroads.
He is a serviceable quarterback and can take the Dolphins to the next level if he has other pieces around him and the culture develops the way the Los Angeles Chargers culture has developed.
That's a shot. That's a shot. We're gonna get to that, but. Do you understand now? Do you see what's going on in Cincinnati? Do you understand now why you send 3 number ones to Cincinnati for Joe Burrow?
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand why? Do you see what's going on in Cincinnati? You see one guy who's flinging the ball wherever the receiver needs him to go?
Bam.
You see how he puts it on the money? Do you see these receivers? Let me back up.
Hey, man, no. Once you fast forward, I want you to stop drooling over the paper chase, man, because that wasn't even what you wanted to do. You didn't feel the value. You wanted Devontae Smith over the paper chase, man. Don't start with my DeMar paper chase talk, man. Move along.
No.
Next topic, man.
No, Joe Burrow is a big shot, making Jamar Chase look tremendous.
Man, keep it moving. As Jalen would say, keep it moving on that one, man. Yeah, man.
What do you mean?
You don't get a do-over on a Jamar Chase, man.
No. You'll be 100%. You have to agree with my only question. I didn't have any questions about him. My question was, why did you sit out? That was my question.
Okay. Well, now you see why he sat out. Makes more sense now.
It makes sense.
I mean, he has the second most receptions in the history of the NFL as a rookie. Only to Randy Moss. The only person in front of you. Maybe you should work on your craft. When COVID's not running around making people sick.
Yo, this kid.
Just get on the field.
Hey, he was on the field. I don't know what field he was on.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't
Why
know
don't I
what
just
field.
work on being the paper chase out here?
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness!
why let's do that.
But him in combination with Joe Burrow, man, that combination is deadly.
Yeah,
And that's where the Dolphins, man, you package everything. You
man,
package everything
enough,
to
man.
go get that guy.
Keep it moving, man. Keep it moving, man. Tua is the future, man. See
He's
what
not
Jazz can do.
he's not no
See,
future,
see,
bro.
see, see, see what See what we can do. See what we can do with him.
Hopefully somebody's on the phone in Houston. And we got boots on the street there in Houston to make sure number 4 heads to one direction only, southeast.
Okay, well, one team at a time, Cam. One team at a time, man.
Oh my goodness, listen to this guy. Yeah, Jamar Chase, man. Go ahead and talk your talk about Jamar Chase, man. You was on him from day one. You should have said he should have went ahead of Devontae Smith. He should have went ahead of Jalen Waddle. I mean, I thought in college, Burrow was making him look good, but he's got here to the pros, man. And he's making game breaking plays. Seem like every week, like he is making plays. Either catching the run after the catch, getting open, the catch itself. I mean, go ahead, tell Jamar Chase, man, what's up with this dude?
Man, I'm seeing a lot of that A-Rod Devontae Adams chemistry just kind of early. They're just just starting to kind of understand what they're capable of doing. The other two are at the top of their craft, but I mean, you kind of see parallels with regards to what they're able to do. And um, you know, Chase with the great big hands, just catching the ball out of the thin air and just moving it around like like a scepter. It's crazy the way he gets open. Uh, I just remember back to JB saying, "Man, thought he dropped everything." Everybody started laughing, like, "Yeah, that's my guy. He'll be okay. He'll be okay." Oh, now you guys see. Oh, okay, yeah. So yeah, a force to be reckoned with going forward. We'll see what they can do, but they are dangerous in the same way. You don't want to make parallels, but they're dangerous in the same way Kansas City is dangerous, man. You need to be capable of scoring 32 to 33 points, man, or this game can get out of hand really quick.
Yeah, I mean that's what happened in KC. I mean KC was able to. They scored a bunch of points on KC. KC came roaring back, so they have the ability, man. They're very impressive, man. Um, what's your thoughts on the Browns shutting down Mayfield? Are they realizing his limits? I think this season, one of the things we learned this season is that, or I've learned this season. I was a big Baker Mayfield fan. I thought Baker Mayfield was a man in Cleveland, and it looks like he not so much. Not so much. This season was a realize that he can't get it done. He's not the man in Cleveland, and he cannot take Cleveland where they need to go. Did you come to that resolution, or what's your thoughts on Baker Mayfield?
Oh well, sure. As far as shutting him down, I mean, there's nothing to play for. So yeah, I mean, what are you trying to prove out here? So yeah, shut it all down. With regards to going forward in the future, I mean, I think he understands the offense and runs it fairly well. Again, let's not forget they, did take Kansas City, the distance last year. So not so much healthy this year. Had quite a few games with the chubby guy. Makes a difference in how your offense runs. Um, had their problems with ODB. So, you can't blame it all on Baker, but at the same time, do I think that he's a franchise quarterback? Not so much. Probably third tier, to be quite honest with you. Second tier at best.
Third tier, mid second tier at best. Wow, you really went down on the guy. Um, yeah, I think he had the opportunities to kind of to change fortunes in Cleveland. He certainly. I mean, he has the talent around him to do so, and he's not able to get it done. He hasn't been able to get it done thus far, and Whether he has his 5th year next year and they don't resign him, and then they go out looking for somebody else, there will be somebody else running that, taking the Cleveland Browns to the promised land if they are able to get there. Uh, Mike Tomlin registers his 15th season at 500 or better. What's that say to you? Is that are we? Is Mike Tomlin nearing the end? Do you think in Pittsburgh, or does he get another 15 years?
Well, I think it shows a model of consistency. I know you've never been the biggest Mike Tomlin fan, and that's your prerogative. He's been to several AFC championships and 2 Super Bowls, so winning one of them. So, I think that his resume is as impressive as quite a few of these other coaches out there that fancy themselves great coaches. So, as far as that is concerned, yeah, I think his resume speaks for itself. With regards to his future, I think it depends on who his next quarterback is going to be. Could be Aaron Rodgers. Might be a different story.
So you're buying them playing googly eyes with each other earlier in
Yeah.
the season?
Yeah, buying that.
You're buying that.
Buying that.
Okay. Aaron Rodgers has showed you that he's loyal to who?
I'm sorry?
Aaron Rodgers has showed you that he's loyal to who?
He's loyal to the ones that are loyal around him.
And that was Tomlin?
No, they don't have any relationship at present. I don't understand where you're going with this.
I think that was all for show, excuse me. That whole eye contacting, them guys making googly eyes at each other when Green Bay went to Pittsburgh. He's not a Pittsburgh dude. Come on, man, cut it out. Have you been to Pittsburgh?
I have never been to Pittsburgh, but Aaron Rodgers is a little bit different. I mean, he's in Green Bay, Wisconsin right now.
Green Bay is probably bigger than Pittsburgh.
Far-fetched kind of thing.
Green Bay is probably bigger than Pittsburgh. If he's going to leave Green Bay, wouldn't he go to a big city, big market?
I mean, we'll see.
Green Bay is probably bigger than Pittsburgh.
All I said is, we'll see what he does with a better quarterback, perhaps Aaron Rodgers.
Now let's get to your guy. And I did say Mike Tomlin should have been replaced a few seasons ago, and it started with the Antonio Brown saga in the locker room, going Instagram Live, right? Then we had the next season, we had Le'Veon Bell say he wants to get paid, right? So, all right, you're not going to pay me? I'm not playing this season. Okay. Then we have the issue with Ben Roethlisberger. Both of them upset because Ben Roethlisberger gets carte blanche over here after, nothing was. He had a 4-game suspension after his allegations, and then his non-leadership activities, before training camp or what have you. It was like, okay, Tomlin, like you got superstars here, legends in the game, and you can't seem to kind of mold these personalities into being winners. And it's not like he and Ben were new with each other. Ben had been there. So Ben Roethlisberger started doing his thing, got a running back receiver doing their thing. It's like he's allowing this to happen. As it turns out, maybe there was a few more issues with Antonio Brown than we knew of at the time. He goes and acts an ass in Oakland when they trying to sign him. He goes to New England, of all places, acts an ass with Bill Belichick. And, we all knew it was only a matter of time. Bruce Arians, you knew too, it was only a matter of time before he comes down there and acts an ass. And I think the only person who didn't know that this was going to happen was Tom Brady, because of the way he responded. It was like he had no idea of the possibility. But what's your thoughts on Antonio Brown, man? all these guys. We talked about all the teams he's been to. We talked about the people, and I'm sure there's 9 or 10 people at each stop who's legitimately want to see his success. Whether it's a PR team, somebody in the PR team, some of the players, a few of the coaches, really want to see your success, and you spit right in their face. What's your thoughts on what you saw from Antonio Bryant as Cleveland was losing to the
Tampa Bay.
As Tampa Bay was losing to the Jets? They were losing at the time because they had to come back and win that game. So what's your thoughts on his exit process, Antonio Brown's?
Sad, tragic, not surprising. If I'm going to be, candid and honest, I think that Antonio Brown is at this point in his life chemically imbalanced. I would 100% bet all the amounts of money that I have in my life that he has CTE, just because of the way that he is acting and responding to certain things, and that it's unfortunate that I had to come to all of this.
Why does everybody want to go CTE though? Like, I thought you could only detect CTE in a dead man.
You can, right? But it's 100% of the time that they have done it to this point.
But why CT? Why can't he just be ignorant, dumb?
Because it's such a dramatic transition from what he had been to what he's doing right now.
Is it really? Is it really a dramatic transition?
Yeah.
You don't pay the butler. He goes to squills and says, I know some stuff about Brown. He's giving his teammates fake vaccinated cards. So, is that a chemical imbalance? Is that out of the ordinary, or is that Antonio Brown? Is that him when he's throwing rocks at the delivery truck?
You just named 4 different teams. I mean, and
right.
Behavior has gotten progressively worse everywhere he's gone.
So is that CTE
to the point that he just throws his? I mean, Cam, what would it take for you to throw your shoulder pads on the bench and walk off in the middle of the third quarter, throw your jersey and your gloves into the stands, and you're standing to make $1 million, even with the love of the game? Would that ever even occur to do that? You might be as mad as you've ever been in your entire life. You will sit on that bench until the clock says 0-0-0, and then you might go crazy. But you're not just taking your shoulder pads off, throwing them on the bench, and walking off.
While the game is going on, like while the game is still going on.
That's not something that anyone that plays the game even thinks to do.
Okay, so I mean, but you race right to CTE. Why not just the boy is delirious, man?
No, man.
I guess you're trying to give him a diagnosis. And
I'm not a doctor, Cam. I'm just saying. You asked me what my opinion was.
Yeah,
that is my opinion.
Yeah,
and I'm not just jumping to this. I'm jumping to this based upon his behavior, man.
His actions. Yes, I get it.
So it's not like
I get where you're coming from.
I'm a CTE specialist, and that's what he got. No, I didn't say that. I said that's how I feel about it.
There's a lot of people that are claiming to be CTE specialists, and I just trip out how that's a go-to for everybody, when actually, the guy could just be loony, man. That guy could just be loony and just full of dumb decisions,
Could be.
And we'll see. Like he's gonna find out if he hopefully he's invested properly. And he doesn't have to work, but he's going to find out if he ever has to go to work that, man, life is so much different when you treat people with respect. So
when you blow the millions year after year after year, Yeah.
Life is a little different when you actually have to get out there and get it.
Might be his last courtside seat at the Brooklyn Nets game.
Well, and
Those are kind of pricey, right?
yeah, but he'll be famous forever, so he might be able to pull that off a little. I don't know. Again, like I said, hopefully he invested well. He knows some people who took care of him, and he had some guardian angels like AI did, who says when you're 50,
no. As my rest in peace. I always said, man, look, those people ain't got Barry Bonds people behind them. They'll roll. They got AI's people behind him. They might have let him squander all his cash.
No. But
AI's people are guardian angels for sure.
AI had the guy dealing with his money to make sure that he get $1 million after 50, every year after 50 for like the next 15 years. Dude, like, come on. AI was just looking to make
Christmas card every year, right, Cam?
AI was just looking to make 50. His final years in the league, he was just looking. What we got 11 years? Okay, let me go chill out somewhere. But I'll see you guys soon. So that was a godsend. Nonetheless, man, like I said, hopefully he invested well, and I doubt we'll be seeing him in the league anymore. But again, he'll be famous for a long time. He just, if he needs help, get help. That's all I can say. The Bengals beat the Chiefs last week. We talked about that. We talked. Chargers beat the Broncos. I'm gonna turn this one over to you. And what did you see? What did you see out of that game?
Oh man, good win, impressive win. The way the Chargers beat up Drew Lock and them.
I mean,
after losing to Davis Mills and that.
You got to rebound and start somewhere, right? You got to rebound and start somewhere.
You got to play who's in the front. You got to play who's on the schedule, right?
Yeah. So I mean, the way you said it is like they could have went and scheduled the Cowboys or something.
No, they don't have that option, and they certainly didn't want that kind of skirmish.
I mean, I'm just saying.
It was good they got a chance to get back, to themselves against the Broncos with Drew Lock at quarterback.
And they got a tough matchup here that we're gonna get into later in the show coming up this weekend. But the Seattle Seahawks, they put up a 50-burger against the Detroit Lions in Russell's final game at Lumen Field. I didn't see shots of Russell going around with his helmet on and doing an ovation, slapping five with the whole stadium. I didn't see shots of Russell doing that. How did they let Russell walk off the field?
Like Russell Wilson, like the way the city's always cherished him, embraced him, gave him all of his opportunities to do what he's doing right now. So they hopefully things can work out. Probably won't, but they didn't embrace him like this was the last game. I mean, that's all speculation and hearsay. And, people that don't have franchise quarterbacks that, would like one.
Oh, really? That's all? That's where it's coming from?
That's where it's coming from, yeah.
Oh, okay. There's nothing to do with in-house, in Russell House, talking about entertainment and want to continue the career and all this? None of that.
Oh, well, sure. I mean, obviously, Seattle is not the, media capital of the world, but I mean, as far as football minds and a sound foundation, and someone that's giving you an opportunity to, as a third-round quarterback, start over someone they had signed up for agency, and start 100, plus games in a row.
I mean, he earned that spot. It's not like somebody gave him that opportunity. He earned that.
Oh, he certainly did. He certainly did. And Cam, like I said, the Seahawks and the 206 would love to have their franchise quarterback here for the entire career.
But it sounds like you've come to grips with him moving on.
I haven't come to grips with it. I mean,
that's what it sounds like.
There's still trepidation. I'm not happy about it. I hope it doesn't happen, but I don't see a scenario wherein it can continue. So,
Wow. You guys sound like if you're the mouth of the Seahawks, sound you guys is really embracing what's my man's name from West Virginia?
No, not at all. Did not say that. What I said is that I think that it's coming down to
What's my
you know
man's name from West Virginia? He don't want to tell me his name.
I'm not gonna
Geno
tell you his
Smith.
name. You can't remember
Geno
his name. I ain't
Smith.
gonna tell you his name.
Geno
That
Smith.
oh, there you go.
Sound like you got it sound like you're embracing the Geno Smith era.
I did not say that. I simply said that the philosophy between Pete and Russ is not good right now. And I know that we've had a little success running the ball, a few games, and I think Rashard Penny is the answer. Not convinced.
You never were convinced. I can admit to that. And we're 4 years in, and I think he had 400-yard games. Two of them most recently, though. Right?
Yeah.
But you're
Against
still.
Houston and Detroit. Sad to mention that.
Is Penny is that Rashad Penny or is it that terrible offensive
Man,
line?
it's a terrible defense in the 14th and 16th game of the season. They're beat up, and he's kind of fresh. They don't play ever.
Wow,
Once they get a chance to play, he's just busting through. Oh, like, wow,
he got
really?
every excuse.
We could have used you a long time ago, Playboy. Wow.
He finally shows up, and you don't got no love for him.
He finally shows up against Houston and Detroit, man. If he shows up against Arizona and runs them over, like, oh, okay, let's talk.
Wow, that's interesting. So I guess you're not going to bring him back either. He don't get a rookie deal neither.
Man, I mean, if he wants more than $5 million, yeah, you can walk on.
If he wants more than $5 million,
walk on by like Isaac Hayes said.
Oh my goodness gracious! Because you got your high paid defensive player, your linebacker, your safety. You got all these. You gonna overpay for a corner next?
DJ Reed, yeah. I mean, we're not going to pay Shaquille Griffin money. So I mean, if someone wants to give him that, I mean, yeah, he's got to walk too. And now we got to find another corner. But I mean, if it's like in the 6 to 8, I don't even know if I want to give DJ 10. But if we have to, we'll give him 10. Would prefer not to.
Well, what's up with all these limits you putting on these players, man? Don't you know the Allens is rich?
Yeah, and if it was up to them, they would spend, frivolously. However, there's a salary cap, and that's just not how it works.
So we saw the Ravens lose to the Rams this past weekend, impacting their playoff. Going back up, one of the things I didn't ask you, the most surprising results of the season. My most surprising results is the Ravens being 8-8 right now, and out of the playoffs. Like, I had them winning. Where did I have them winning? Finishing the playoffs at? I think I had them. I didn't have them in the playoffs. Yes, I did. The Ravens right there. And no playoffs for the Ravens. No playoff for the Steelers. Those are the two teams that I predicted to be in the playoffs that are not.
Not quite sure why the Ravens not making the
Browns,
playoffs is a surprise to you.
Because at one point they were like the what were they? 8-2? 8-1? Then they were obviously 8-3,
they've lost
8-4.
like 5 running backs. They're starting Huntley at quarterback like the last 4 games. Marlon Humphreys is hurt. Offensive linemen are hurt. You thought they were just going to just put the purple on and just walk out there?
They did it for 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
They sure did. And then Lamar Jackson went down. Then what happened?
Yeah, it was terrible. It was all downhill.
Huntley had that one big great game. Like, wow, maybe he can carry them into the playoffs. Like, no. Maybe he can't carry them into the playoffs.
Interesting. Well, I don't think they can make the playoffs now, but we'll see what happens on Sunday. But
See what happens.
yeah, we'll see what happens. Buccaneers, obviously, we talked about holds off the Jets. Another Tom Brady walk-off touchdown to take the victory there. Looking at our picks this past weekend, Cleveland, I'll just give you the picks that we had different. You had Miami beating Tennessee. I had Tennessee. We both had KC. We both had Indy. They lost to KC lost to the Bengals. Indy lost to the Raiders. You had Denver beating the Chargers. The Chargers won that game at SoFi Stadium, their final home game of the season. I had Arizona. You had Dallas. Arizona clearly smacked them around. I had New Orleans. You had Carolina. New Orleans clearly smacked them around.
I did not have Carolina in that. What are you talking about?
That's what my list says. That's what my list says. Hey man, I just jot these down. Let me go to the email. Most recent picks. Who I see? Carolina and New Orleans. I don't know if you can see it, fans. I don't know, fans, if you can see it right here. Fans, can you see right there? I'm gonna highlight it. I'm gonna blow it up. Blow it up, fans, right there. It says CAR, abbreviation for Carolina Panthers.
What are you looking at?
The text message, Tuesday, December 28th. That's what I'm looking at. I'm about to send it to you right now.
Tuesday, December 28th. Yeah, man. Why don't you like fast forward to like present time?
That was the last time you sent me your picks.
Man, I sent you my picks yesterday, man. Why are you playing around? You telling me some stuff about December? Man, see, fans, this is a perfect example of where this dude is getting his information from. I text you from 12/29, and it's January the 5th of the
It's last week.
year,
It's last week.
And he's trying to use those picks again.
Hold on.
Okay. You pick Carolina over
even. Where am I at? Carolina, New Orleans.
This is the last year you can be in charge of this, man. Okay. Going forward, you can't be in charge of this kind of information anymore.
I'm looking at your email. Can you pull up your email?
No, I cannot pull up my email. What are you seeing?
New England, KC, Dallas, Cincinnati, Green Bay, Minnesota, Washington, Indianapolis, Pittsburgh, Tennessee, Atlanta. We're talking about what game? What game is it? The Panthers and the Saints. I don't even have a pick for you, bro. I have Buffalo, the Rams, Arizona, Tampa Bay, and the Chargers. Now that's for this week. Last week, man, that was a pick for last week. I'm telling you, with the text you sent me, that was a pick for last week. The picks you sent me from yesterday was for this week's game. I know what I'm fucking doing. Right here, Dallas, Carolina, Seattle, Minnesota, Pittsburgh, Miami, whoop-de-whoop. That was your pick. You had Carolina. Show me where I'm wrong. You had Seahawks over the Lions. Obviously, that was right. You had Minnesota over Green Bay, and that was wrong. And then you had Pittsburgh. You did get Pittsburgh over Cleveland. So this was a shaky week for you, man.
I'm not even gonna play around with you no more, man.
This is a shaky week for you.
This is out of your control, man.
This is a shaky week for you. You got 8 games right out of 16, bro. That was 50%. Me, on the other hand, I was 13 for 16. 13 for 16.
I'm not even gonna worry about it, man. I'm just gonna go ahead and get this chip and then take the control out of your hands, man.
Hey,
we're just gonna have a bulletin board, like every week. This is where we're at. This is what happened
um,
for all of our fans and followers to see.
the
Not some hidden spreadsheet behind it. Yeah, no.
the hidden spreadsheet,
Hidden
and
spreadsheet.
I believe you have both files too of it, so ain't no hiding around.
It's whipping the hell out of me. That's fine. That's fine. Okay.
Against the spread though, I was over another over week. I think this is my second or third over week in 3 or 4 weeks. Cleveland, you got 2 out of the 3 correct. In this category, you spanking me. I'm 45% for the year.
Well, I'm young Sam Rossing, Cam. I mean, that's what I do.
Yeah, right. Whatever. Um, Overall picks, I narrowed the margin. Now it's I narrowed the margin this week. We got a 3 point difference in the 3 point difference for the whole season. It comes down to the final week of the year. 169 correct picks for me, 172 correct picks for you out of 258. So you're at a 66.7. I'm at 65.5. So this week is huge. This week is huge. The final week of the year is large. Our confidence picks, I mean, this ain't even close. Another week, I got 15 out of 15. You had Atlanta winning. They were 3 points. They lost. So you're 15 or 12 out of 15. Overall, you're 77%, 77.3. I am at 80%. That's 205 picks correct versus 255 total picks, total possible points. So I think that's like the majority of the win, and I'm doing it. I'm doing it. That's kind of what that says to me. The confidence picks, the
Yeah,
regular
so
picks.
that's what you just discussed, man. That's your kind of your strong suit this season. But I'm still getting 2 out of the 3, so I mean it's cool.
I mean, yeah, you got the
Pigs
picks against
against
the
the
spread.
spread.
You got the picks against the spread. All right, big deal. Big deal. I can't. That's an
And it's
insurmountable.
overall picks. I mean, yeah, I
It,
understand.
it's a big deal. It's a it's a something. You have to
Well,
know.
it's gonna be a great big deal next season, Cam. It's gonna have some ramifications, man. It's gonna be a little bit more painful than the way you kind of blow me off and dust it off. Yeah, it's gonna be a week by week embarrassment to what's going on with you, and the fans are all gonna know. It's just gonna be in big 12-inch letters, like Jimmy Johnson says, man.
Hmm. Well, you got to get there to where you're having that type of success before you can have that
Okay,
type
well,
of
I
confidence.
won 2 of the 3 contests. I mean, I'm on path to win those. Of course, next week will be significant, but
Um. All right. Well, that's it for reviewing what happened in this week in the NFL. When we come back, man, let's take a little quick break. We'll come back. We're going to talk about the NBA, man. A lot of topics in the NBA. The Bulls is gaining some wins. We got the Grizzlies winning the game.
the
Jimmy but-
Grizz.
Jimmy Butler going down. We got Dirk getting his jersey retired. We got a lot of stuff to talk about, man. So let's take a little break, Cleveland. We'll come back, man. We're gonna jump right into the NBA conversation. You want to keep
45,
rolling? Okay,
45
thank you.
seconds.
You good?
Good to go.
All right, man. Thank you guys for tuning in to Voice of the Fans podcast. This is week 173 of the Voice of the Fans podcast, and it is January 5th, 2022. Why are people overlooking the Memphis Grizzlies? They're now winners of 6 straight in the West, and John Morant is looking like he might be the best point guard in the league. Why are cats overlooking the Grizzlies?
Well, John Morant's not the best point guard in the league. He's having a sensational last couple of games. So let's give him credit for that. They're overlooking the Memphis Grizzlies because, unfortunately, they play in the Western Conference of the National Basketball Association, and all of that early regular season success just gets you more disappointed when you lose in the first round.
And you anticipating them losing in the first round? Is that that's what it sounds like?
Right.
So wait, hold on. You just shit on everything Memphis right there. Memphis is currently, what are they, 4th or 5th in the West? So that means
right.
They'd be playing that fifth seeded team, right?
Right, which would either be the Nuggets, the Lakers, or the Clippers, and quite possibly the Mavericks.
Well, it's not going to be. It's not. It could be the Nuggets. It's not going to be Lakers or Clippers, though. We know that for sure, right?
Oh, I'm sorry. Who is the 5 seed at present?
I'll clarify for you right now. In the Western Conference, the number 5th seed is Dallas Mavericks.
Okay.
They are. Memphis is number 4. So, like I said, 4th or 5th seed. So they.
And so I'm sorry, Cam. For the fans, the 5 through the 8 seed is separated by a half of a game, which includes the Denver Nuggets, the Los Angeles Lakers, and the Los Angeles Clippers.
It includes who again?
In addition to the Dallas Mavericks. So yes, I think that any one of those 4 teams will beat the Memphis Grizzlies in a 7-game series.
You sure?
I'm sorry, maybe not the Clippers, because we're not really sure what if I don't really think Kawhi Leonard's coming back this season, so probably they may not be able to do so.
This guy
teams that I aforementioned, yeah, I believe they're capable of beating
this guy's in
7-game series.
This guy's in rare form.
No disrespect to Mr. Ballman.
This guy's in rare form. Well, so he got no love for John Morant. John has to keep proving you wrong or proving something to you, huh? He wants to see you prove it some more. Okay, that's fair enough. You got one of the mentalities, like if you're from a small market, you only can compete with small market teams.
Man, you can only do what you can do, and again, in the Western Conference of the National Basketball Association, it's so vastly different than in other sports because it just doesn't. Even though you have a really great season and you have really great players, and let's make no mistake about it, Ja is starting to kind of make his way, but in the first round, you'll probably have to play the Los Angeles Lakers, and that's not a win.
I see the challenges in that, but it might not be a win for the Lakers. Who knows?
I mean, who knows?
The Bulls on a solid run, man. DeMar DeRozan, for the first time in NBA, has back-to-back game winners. What's your thoughts on the Bulls?
Man, what a feel-good story, Cam.
Feel-good story is the Bulls?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I mean, they're doing it with some ex-Lakers. I don't know if you knew that.
No, that's great. I mean, good for them. Good for them. And I think that quite possibly the second round, depending on where they get seated.
How are they set up right now?
Oh, they're probably like a 2 seed, right?
Memphis?
That will fall to a 3 or a 4 seed once the season continues to wear on. But yeah.
Who are you talking about? It's the Bulls, right? We're talking about the Bulls.
Yeah. Brooklyn and the Bulls, and then Milwaukee, something like that, right?
Chicago's number one. Yeah, Chicago, Brooklyn, Milwaukee.
Oh, Chicago, Brooklyn, Milwaukee. Look at them. Okay,
Yeah,
with that one seed.
yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I
Chicago's
see.
they
Okay.
got 25 wins. The only other team with 25 wins is Milwaukee.
I think they'll probably fall to a 3 seed once the season continues to play itself out.
Chicago will,
Yeah, 3 or 4.
and that means they'll be playing Cleveland or Toronto in that 6 or 7 seed. Depending on
Okay.
which one they get, that'll be interesting. That'll be interesting. Um, Kyrie and Klay come back this week. Who you want to see more?
Klay.
You want to see more Klay or more Kyrie?
More Klay.
Yeah, we'll probably see more Kyrie though. The way these TV channels are, I mean, it would be just bigger news to see what Brooklyn's doing. I think Brooklyn means so much more nationwide than means a whole lot more nationwide than it does, on their own block, which is bananas. Um, Talking about Brooklyn, Clippers go to Brooklyn minus their head coach, minus several of their players. We know Kawhi, we know Paul George. I think they were minus Batum too, and they beat up on the Nets. What's your thoughts on the Nets losing to uh, the Clippers?
I mean, the Nets, they are what they are, man.
Oh,
You're never going to get a
my
consistent
goodness
performance
gracious!
from them. So that's why they're not really capable of winning a championship, unfortunately.
Oh. Wow, you guys are calling some outsiders to hang that one up. Is that what you're saying? You
No,
calling outsiders to come hang that banner up?
oh, it won't be the Brooklyn Nets if that's what you're talking about. Yeah, no, it's not going to
No.
be them.
Um. So that didn't surprise you? Clippers with their G League team went ahead and beat the
No,
Brooklyn
not
Nets.
really. I mean, given the fact that the Brooklyn Nets don't really have a lot of focus, I mean, they're very talented, and sometimes they're just very aloof in kind of what it is that they're doing.
Wow, he called it aloof and what Steve Nash is doing up there. Um, Magic's Josh Giddey. Are you familiar with Josh Giddey? He's the Thunder's Josh Giddey, but are you familiar with him?
No.
Australian cat. He was getting down here recently. Something that you are familiar with, then go ahead, explain to me like this week with the Lakers and how you guys can improve on those numbers.
Oh well, I mean, my guy Malik Monk is starting to come around. Put up 24 yesterday. Great performance, and Austin Reeves and the other bench players are playing fantastic right now.
Oh, you're happy with the way Reeves is playing, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Um, so can the Lakers? What's from a Laker fan perspective? What is an acceptable season for you from these guys? And then what is a season that what about the season is let's say I don't say that you can do without, but that you could pass you by.
So, what I would consider a success for this season is getting to the Western Conference Finals and getting there healthy and seeing what they can do and seeing if they can break through and get to the finals again and, put up another banner. It would be disappointing if they didn't make the playoffs. So, we'll see somewhere between the two. They have to stay healthy. They're a little older, but, they're capable.
Hmm. Okay. Um, what do you think about Dirk's jersey retirement? His jersey being retired. Do you have a favorite memory of Dirk?
I think my favorite memory of Dirk would be him exercising his demons in 2011 after, choking it up in 2006. I never thought he would recover. but he did. Took those cats to the chip, so that's my favorite memory.
You're not gonna tell me that if he was coaching, you were coaching his spring league team that they'd have won as many championships, are you?
No.
Hmm. Okay. Well, there's been a little change in our supremacy rankings. I still have the Warriors number one. I have the Warriors, Suns, the Brooklyn Nets, Chicago Bulls is where I have, and the Milwaukee Bucks is the top five I have. You have go ahead and read your list.
As far as the hoop is concerned,
Yeah, your
yeah, Golden
supremacy.
State, Phoenix, Brooklyn, Utah, and Memphis.
That was the same as last week.
Yeah, nothing's changed.
Interesting. Okay. So let's take a little 60-second break right here. When we come back, fans, we got This Week in History for you, where we kind of jog your mind of some absolutely useless facts, but they're history related. So you might be able to glean something out of it, but for the most part, it's not something that that sticks with you. You ready, Cleveland?
You ready, Cam?
We got This Week in History. Ohio State legislator passed the first of a secession. Passed the first of secession for what this was. I'm gonna read it to you right now. I had to read up on this legislation that was passed. Passed the first of a secession, secession of Northern Black laws, which restricted the rights and movements of free blacks in the North. Most northern states passed black laws. Constitution of three states, Illinois, Indiana, and Oregon, barred black settlers from settling in their region. That was unknown to me. I didn't know that. 1804, they make a law, no black settlers in their state. That's pretty crazy. January 5, 1957, Jackie Robinson announces retirement. Says he'd rather retire than get traded to the New York Giants after he and wifey made the house here. The Brooklyn Dodgers left Brooklyn and came to Los Angeles. He's like, I'm good. January 5th, 1971, the Harlem Globetrotters, they lose 100-99 to the New Jersey Reds, ending a 24,000 game win streak. The Globetrotters. And then 1971, that same day actually, former heavyweight boxing champion Charles Sonny Liston was found dead by wife Geraldine after being dead for estimated 6 days. There was some foul play suspected in that, but Sonny Liston was found by his wife after 6 days of being being dead in Las Vegas hotel. That's crazy, right? That was crazy. So, did you watch any college football over the weekend?
I did watch that Ohio State game. It was amazing.
Ohio State, yeah, the receiver went bananas that game, didn't he?
Certainly did. The quarterback looked like the college version of Aaron Rodgers. I had not seen that from him before, so that was kind of amazing.
In Ohio State, at Ohio State,
yeah.
So Georgia set up the rematch because they went, and a new term was during the college football game. It was talking to my man, younger dude, millennial, but we're talking about college football. I didn't even know he watched college football at all, so it was pretty interesting to have this conversation. He's like, "No, I don't watch it because there's really like no team from the North is going to go down south and beat any of those guys down south. Like it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen." Then when he's like, there's not enough players with dreads on their team from the North. We're talking about Cincinnati and Alabama. He's like, there's not enough players with dreads on the team. So we got to establish a dread ratio for winning big games. Is you have to have somebody with dreads on your team to win a big game. And I just thought that was hysterical, man. What's your thoughts on the dread ratio?
It's a real thing. I mean, it's kind of a subtle nuance, and not everybody really understands, and they'll make their own opinions as to why that is. But that is a real thing. It's unfortunately it's right up there with the Dan Lebitard arrest ratio. As your team gets more successful, the increase in players that get arrested is like threefold. So very similar.
Yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, it's funny, and I'm sure you saw the whole spectacle where they warned him, or what's his name? Warren. I can't. Why am I having a brain fart? Warren, don't call him Chris anymore. Geez, why am I having a brain fart? How am I having? I can picture this guy's face in my head. Just can't think of his name. What's the guy in the NFL who does the game day highlights?
NFL does the game day highlights.
Yeah. They have do the highlights. It used to be Mike Irving and what's his name, Deion Sanders, but I don't know who's in there now. But that's neither here nor there. I brought that up. I'm not sure why I brought that up, but so Bama beats Georgia. That's what you got. That's what you're going with.
Yes.
The Drake ratio is about even in that series, right?
A certain demographic, yeah, they pull from the same areas, so it's probably very similar.
So easy is this go? George, they beat Georgia already this season. They gonna do it again?
Yes.
Okay. Luis Ortiz stopped Charles Morton in the 6th round. Did you see that?
I did not actually see the fight, but it was very much. Sounds like the conclusion is very much as I predicted.
Yeah, 6th round. Give us a Kraken update. What's up with the Kraken? What's the word out there with the Kraken? Give us a Kraken update.
COVID has caused a start-stop in the NHL, and it's hard to get a feel on what they're doing. So, play when they can.
So I saw an alert came across my phone. I'm not sure what came across your phone, but I'm gonna read it to you right now. I'm gonna think fans. I found this very peculiar. Like the NFL stays ahead of a lot of stuff. I thought this was very peculiar. First of all, we're gonna have to retest on this next week. The league's memo with mandates and penalties for the pre-draft process is another welcome step in the continuing evolution. When it says they draw a line on pre-draft conduct. So apparently they're actually going to get rid of the Wonderlic tests, and then these guys asking these silly ass questions, they're getting rid of that too in the pre-draft process.
Hmm.
Well, what else? Jeez, I let this get away from me. Darn it. Let me see. I got one more message that you should find pretty interesting. The NFL has reached out to AT&T Stadium in Dallas as a backup plan in case COVID knocks Super Bowl out of SoFi Stadium. Wonder why they went to Big D to Dallas. Why do you think?
Because the owner owns the stadium, unlike the other stadiums that the NFL teams play in. Most teams don't own the stadium. He owns the stadium.
Man, that would be too bad if they had a because the Grammys got postponed here in LA, But that would be too bad if they moved the Super Bowl out of LA. That would be too bad. That's all I can say on that one. This week, man, we got some big games. We got the Chargers versus Raiders win to get in on Sunday night. Hopefully, I'm gonna be in the house in Las Vegas. What's your thoughts on this game here?
Man, I'm nervous for the Chargers, man. It's a lot on weighing on.
Listen to him. Listen to him. He's nervous on the Chargers. What are you nervous about that for? You didn't expect
Man,
them to be here.
it's a big, significant moment. It might be a little bit overwhelming, as we spoke earlier. Emotionally exhausting.
You didn't even expect them to be here, though.
Nope. But now they're here and they're supposed to win, right?
They should beat the Raiders, yes.
Okay.
They should beat the Raiders.
It's a lot of pressure. Unexpected pressure and anticipation, right?
I mean, the 18th game this makes it so weird.
4th and 4 from the 9 means a little bit more when you have to win and get in, right?
I mean,
should you kick it or should you just get the touchdown? I mean, it's kind of hard to say.
No, he gets some points.
A little bit more significant in game 18. I'm just saying.
In game 18, we've never said that before.
No, never.
Game 18, can they close out the season strong?
Mm-hmm. Hunter Renfrow, they got to answer for him. I mean, what if Darren Waller makes an appearance? Ooh.
Have you heard of Derwin James?
I'm just saying. I'm just throwing names at you.
Yeah, I know.
I'm not saying what's going to happen. You know, I haven't looked at the point spread, so I can't really, or probably glanced at it, but I haven't really, thoroughly analyzed it. Josh Jacobs. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, now Josh Jacobs. Now you want to give credit to a Alabama graduate?
No, not really.
Oh, you just want to throw his name out there?
Throw his name out there.
Okay, all right. Well, will we see the old versus new style quarterback? The old style quarterback in Russell Wilson, new style quarterback in my man Kyler Murray as the Seahawks play a final game, Russell's final game with the Seahawks at Arizona?
No, not really, Cam. You'll see Kyler scrambling around, running for his life, trying to keep his shoulder in place.
But somebody else used to scramble a lot, and now they're a little gun shy, a little trigger happy. They're a little gun shy when they have to run because they think everybody else is trigger happy out there. So how do you find that balance?
It'll be fun. They run the ball with Rashard Penny, the newfound, the new toy, and Russell get the ball to DK and Tyler with a little bit more of a threat at the play action, which is what Pete always wants.
Okay, well, let's see if Pete can pound it with Rashard Penny. Let's see how long that lasts. So some of the games that we disagree on this week, not many. I got Baltimore beating the Steelers. You got Pittsburgh beating Baltimore. Why do you have it going that way?
It's been Roethlisberger's last game. They're going to give it all they have, and Baltimore is decimated by injury.
Decimated by injury, COVID, yes, and all that. Do you have Atlanta beating New Orleans? I have New Orleans beating Atlanta. Why do you have Atlanta beat New Orleans?
Just nothing to lose. Those guys are going to play very tight if the game gets away from them for too far. If they're down by more than 10 points, they're going to press, and they're not very good at that. So,
well, and we agree on everything else. Obviously, we have some different picks against the spread, different confidence picks, but we agree on the rest of the picks this week. We're looking for a fantastic week to close out the season. Let's reveal. Well, we had the Stars, Freddie Washington, beat out NWA in the Voice of the Fans Championship League.
I came in third, fans. I came in third.
You came in third. It looked like 6 seed. Looked like you got a 6 seed.
No, I came in third, Cam. You were not even
Yeah.
in the playoffs, so I'm not quite sure why you're speaking on it. I came in third.
You came in third. Listen to him. He's so full of himself right now. Um, Fans, I want to leave you guys with another quote here. Self praise is for losers. Be a winner, stand for something, always have class, and be humble. And that's from Mr. John Madden, video game mogul, head coach, and NFL lifer, John Madden. I'll repeat that for you. Self praise is for losers. Be a winner, stand for something, always have class, and be humble, Mr. John Madden. Um, all right, Cleveland, want to thank you again for participating in the show. The first one of the year. Thank you once again. Fans, I want to thank you for participating in the show. Cleveland, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
At Clevey Wonder on Twitter and Cleavon Steel on Instagram.
You can find me on Twitter at What's Good in Sport. That's What's Good, the letter N, Sport, singular. That's What's Good in Sport. That's me. Voice of Fans on Instagram. And that's the best way to find me, or the Facebook group, Voice of the Fans. Either one of those options. But thank you guys for tuning in. Cleveland, appreciate your time. Thank you for tuning in. Happy New Year to you and yours. And we will talk to you next week, sir.
Talk again soon. Can't wait.